Despite the looming deadline, things have actually been pretty quiet here on Capitol Hill, and the hallway's relatively empty. That's because Congress is on recess until next week, meaning they'll have just 2 days to strike a deal before that Tuesday night deadline. Now the White House Budget Office is ratcheting up the pressure, saying that if they don't have a deal, agencies should expect mass layoffs.
This is the memo outlining the big change from the Office of Management and Budget, telling agencies if money runs out, they should consider cutting workers that are not funded by law or, quote, consistent with the president's priorities. The memo reading, "We remain hopeful that Democrats in Congress will not trigger a shutdown, and the steps outlined above will not be necessary. This approach would mark a major change from past shutdowns, when most workers were put on temporary furloughs that ended when the shutdown was over."
He wants a shutdown.
Virginia Democrat Senator Tim Kaine, who represents a large number of federal workers, is sounding the alarm over the proposed firings.
We'll do what we've done already. We will file lawsuits to challenge their legal authority to do so.
The head of the National Treasury Employees Union, which represents workers at 38 federal agencies, said lawmakers are, quote, using the federal budget as a game of chicken with federal employees as the collateral damage. But President Donald Trump and other Republicans are putting the blame on Democrats.
The bill is not passed.
For blocking a stopgap spending measure last week. That measure would have kept the government open, mostly at current spending levels, into November, buying time for lawmakers and the president to agree on a full-year spending plan.
This is all caused by the Democrats. They asked us to do something that's totally unreasonable.
Those Democrats are using their rare leverage in the Senate to withhold their votes, saying they'll only support a spending measure if it includes an extension of Affordable Care Act tax credits set to expire later this year and a rollback of massive cuts to Medicaid, signed into law by President Trump in July.
We're just 5 days away from a government shutdown.
Democrats say that with Republicans controlling Congress and the White House and refusing to negotiate with them, any shutdown would be the GOP's fault.
We will not be intimidated by these threats coming from the most extreme parts of the Trump administration.
Congressional Democrats were initially set to meet with President Trump this week to negotiate, but the president canceled the meetings in a social media post on Tuesday, where he called Democrat demands, quote, unserious and ridiculous.
Now, ultimately, a Republican spending plan would need 7 Democrats to cross the aisle in order to clear the Senate. Last week, just one Democrat, Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, voted for the GOP bill. For now, reporting here on Capitol Hill, I'm Koslof, Spectrum News.